Okay, it's the year 2024. I'm a 22-year-old who's basically living paycheck to paycheck, and outside of work, doesn't do anything other than watch like movies, play some video games, and do a lot of artsy shit like drawing and writing. And I've found myself getting increasingly bored with my time and the growing desire to actually want to accomplish something cool and productive with my hobbies. You know, I'll say this. Being a degenerate who spends most of his time doing nerd stuff isn't too bad. I like being able to go home, watch space videos at 4 in the morning on 300 milligrams of THC, writing cosmic horror or whatever. But it can be monotonous, sometimes pointless, most of the times. So what else could I possibly do to make my hobbies feel like something meaningful or productive? Or the better question is, how can I do this shit for a living? Because, TBH, nobody's wanting to work that 9 to 5, getting paid a pubic hair above minimum wage with a fucking bachelor's degree. I find myself to be a self-proclaimed connoisseur of art and all things media related. Or in short, a narcissist. My range of expertise ranges from pencil drawings to horror movies and a narrow library of video games. But I think I've truly grasped the broader scope of everything in that realm, which leads me to the point of this video. I'm going to use my vast, unending wisdom and knowledge to make a video game. And it's going to be the fucking tips. Let me go on a small tangent first. Modern video games are very hit or miss. Being former husks of themselves that goad their consumers to open their wallets for every single cool thing or push some brain rot woke agenda, it's no wonder you see every Redditor and commenter on YouTube blowing their load. Personally, I still play video games, but they get more and more unsatisfying as the years go on. Or maybe that's just the bleak realization that my childhood nostalgia of being a overweight goober playing Halo 3 and Castle Miner Z on the 360 is something of the past. And I can't do that shit anymore because I have crippling debt bills. So, my toxic relationship with games looks a little like this. I grab a new game, play it for like 4 hours, never touch that shit again. Maybe it's just me, but games just don't feel as compelling anymore. Like the corporates have sucked and deep-throated and spat out the fun out of every game. Hold up. Look at the subtle modern mechanics. The tasteful retro graphics. Oh my god. Even made on GZ Doom. This gets my fucking pre-game juices flowing. But there's still a light at the end of the tunnel with the indie game scene. And I've found that I am increasingly more satisfied with these type of games. I think the most fun I have with video games are when they're delivered as like a full complete package. It's a story mode to play through with like passion written behind it, some cool and unique game mechanics that aren't just shoot and sprint or click this button to melee repeatedly, roll 748 times to see if maybe the RNG gods will give you that one big titty animated bitch for this fucking JRPG, or pay $20 to get something cool to make your multiplayer avatar stand out. No, man, I miss the days where achievement hunting showed you were fucking badass. You know, you unlocked stuff by completing stuff in-game, Easter eggs that like broke the internet, stuff that you'd find with your buds, insane cutscenes, fleshed out stories. Those are what makes, you know, games cool. I find that with these indie games, or even any game that isn't really like a AAA backed by Sony or Microsoft, you know, that they understand what games are on a fundamental. They're a medium to express art or provide compelling experience, something that resonates or is fun for anybody to play and pick up. I also want to note that I don't feel like all AAA games are garbage. You know, you got some bangers like Elden Bling, fucking Space Marine, the sequel, all these others, you know. But overall, I think the majority definitely fall under the criteria of being half-baked, unfinished on release, horrible optimization, bland hyper-realistic graphics, inferior gameplay and content to predecessors, and the list goes on. So I write and draw, no biggie. Like most scene kids in high school, I was blasting some Deftones in my ears, wearing all black in the back of class, drawing some mean shit on my notebooks and stuff. When I draw something, I always create a little story for whatever I'm drawing, especially if it's a character. And I've been doing this for a good bit. You know, here, I drew a Pyramid Head wannabe on my math homework when I was like a sophomore or something. Like, what's a story? Well, first off, his name is Spearhead. But this dude is a cybernetically enhanced demon alien that like, beats the shit out of the protag and whatever. I guess it goes on from there. Now, because I have been doing this for quite some time, I've ended up writing a lot of stories and building a lot of worlds. And I think it's safe to say that maybe, just maybe, I can actually use these intangible ideas and make something tangible out of it, instead of just sit on all these cool ideas I think I have. So now, I'm gonna make a game without any experience in making games, and this is my humble beginning. Psych, bitch. I'm always 2 steps ahead. I've already been making a game. This video is coming out a bit late, so let me catch you up to speed. I moved down from the socialist state as New Jersey back to Texas, where I was originally from. I was unemployed and depressed as fuck. But then, my childhood friend Bobby came up to me, newly graduated as a bachelor man of game design. He approached me and flat out told me that we needed to make a game. Just do it. He knew that I was just a little special guy, a little chill guy who was constantly cooking up some fucking rad stories and ideas. And since we've always been into the same media, it was only logical to come to me. I said yes, and then we started to cook. We decided to use one of my most treasured IPs, something I've been working on for well over 2 years to make our first game. It was one of my babies, so it has to be executed as close to my vision as possible, and he needed to work on a fucking badass game to impress his professors or some shit. So we needed to lock in and make it the best damn thing a thing could ever thingy thing. This game will be known as Ashen Star. It's a game with cosmic horror undertones where you fight to survive on a decrepit planet that's been cursed by the only god left, where you fight mutated human souls reincarnated as immortal harbingers of death, and post-apocalyptic science fantasy-like filled environment, where you need to modify your body and weapon in order to survive. And this channel will serve as my archive of everything I plan to do with my game and my ideas moving forward. This is the Epsilon Archive. So I think that making this channel and recording the process of everything I do is an important step in making this video game with my friend. It'll allow me to look back on my progress and reflect on everything and every choice that was made or will be made that leads up to my goals. And at the same time, it provides others with insight, because at the end of the day, something as daunting as making a game always seems kind of out of reach, but I've also watched others create and build their worlds and games, you know, online, and it low-key inspires me to do the same. Now, I don't really know where I'm going to take this channel. At first, I really didn't want to do YouTube because I feel like everyone wants to do it and it's super saturated. But I've sort of come to that point in my life where everything feels like it's lining up and it feels like it can connect. But I want to capitalize on that gut feeling. I need to do something in order to break from the mediocrity and propel myself for the sake of seeing my ideas come to life. Also, starting this channel and sharing my journey makes it feel much more official and legitimate. Like, I don't even know how the fuck I made this video. I don't know shit about editing, or like, if I can even monetize this video if I'm swearing in it. I don't know, fuck it. Thanks for watching.